Hello dear viewers, welcome to IDL English Hub once again. In today's lecture, I'll be teaching you what is clause. It can be pronounced as clause and class, American and British. Clause, class. So what is a clause? So, dear listeners, do you have any idea about what is a clause? Have you ever studied it? Have you ever come across what is a clause? So let's make it easy. A clause is a group of words which has a subject and is a verb. So what is a clause? Clause is a group of words which has a subject and also verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, with object, without object. Now there are two main types of clauses. One is independent clause, the other is dependent clause. So let's understand them one by one so that it is easier to understand. So independent clause is a clause that can stand alone as a complete sentence. It means it's a simple sentence. If you know about types of sentences, so it's a simple sentence which can stand alone, which can complete its sense. It expresses a complete sense or thought. Okay, for example, she likes coffee, they went to the market, I'm a student, I live in Hub, right? So these are the sentences which can be called, or which are, in other words, independent clause, because they can stand alone and can make a complete sense like a simple sentence. Now let's try to comprehend what is a dependent clause. A clause that cannot stand alone as a sentence. It depends on independent clause to complete its meaning. What does it mean, students? क्या मतलब इसका? इसका मतलब ये है कि जो independent clauses हैं वो अपने सेंस को मुकम्मल कर सकते हैं विदाउट एडिशन ऑफ एनी अदर सेंटेंस या एनी अदर क्लॉज। लेकिन डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज जैसे आप नाम से अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं, इंडिपेंडेंट यानी खुद मुख्तार, वी कैन ऑल्सो कॉल इट मैन क्लॉज, इसको मैन क्लॉज भी बोला है, कहीं पे पढ़ा जाता है। सबऑर्डिनेट क्लॉज इसको बोला जाता है, ठीक है, जिसको अभी हम डिपेंडेंट के तौर पे बोल रहे हैं। इट कैन ऑल्सो बी called subordinating clause, which can not stand alone as a complete sentence, rather it depends on independent clause for its meaning. Dear students, dependent clauses often begin with subordinating conjunctions like because, when, if, therefore, since, and there are lots of other subordinating conjunctions which are used in the starting of a dependent or subordinating clause, like you failed exams because you did not work hard. Dear students, whenever you begin your clause with these subordinating conjunction, your that clause would be dependent clause, like because, when, if, therefore, since. Okay, similarly we have that's why. For example, we can say, or we can use though as well. For example, though he is intelligent. Now here it's a dependent clause because it does not make a complete sense. Then what? Though he is an intelligent student, yet he doesn't work hard. Right? Because you came here. Now what? When you help us, if you speak English, therefore I told you. Now these all clauses make some sense, but they don't make a complete sense. For them, it is important to use independent clauses for their complete meaning. For example, I did not come here, therefore I informed you. For example, if you work hard, you will pass your exams. Now if you pass your exams is depending on the next clause, which is an independent clause, to complete its meaning. Let me write an example here, and then you may try to find out which one is independent clause and which one is dependent clause. For example, she speaks English when she is in the class.